back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terriers Flooring Coach Donahue Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. Usually we start out with Coach Coach Donahue. A little bit different this time. We'll do the group of seniors again. We got the 4 group of seniors. Sanaa Atchison, Kennedy Brown, Taven Sutherland, and Layla Fox with us again. Ladies, how are we doing this morning?
Good.
What just flew across the room?
Glow
I heard you talking about the glow stick. Where did the glow sticks come from? Where does that originate?
Senior night. I think
We think it's senior night.
Yeah.
Taven just had like show them all. Look at how many Taven has.
Are they all just yours, Taven?
They were all in that little basketball. Well, it's not there anymore, but it was a basketball hoop made of glow sticks, and now we just have a.
Taven has a bunch of glow sticks.
Did somebody just shove them in your locker and blame it on you?
Yeah. Probably Traylon.
Probably Traylon.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But I know this is probably the worst time to say this, but with basketball season over now, I know it's an unfortunate time to do an interview. I would rather do the interview preparing for a sub-state game or talking about a region championship. But I think it's been 3 days now. How have you kind of reflected over the season at this point in time, 3 days later?
Well, I think basketball really just gave me something to do. Like, it was fun, but now, like, I just don't practice it. It's like no practices, no nothing. Which I have softball. I play softball. But basketball is just like coming in here, hanging out with these girls and all the freshmen. It's just, now you don't have that anymore, kind of. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm just very proud of how far we made it, like in general. Like even though it is over now, I'm just very proud of how far we made it.
I just realized how much I miss these girls.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a solid run on the season and stuff, but like just the connections we had with each other was what was really fun. Not even talking about like basketball stats or anything like that. Just like the friendships and stuff was great.
How proud are you of what you've accomplished too? Because we look back, I know Coach and I have talked about it before. When he came in, I know it wasn't a winning program at that point. You've turned it into 3 straight trips to the region tournament, 2 trips to the region semis, a district championship appearance in 2 of those 3 seasons, countless amount of wins. How proud of you are, or how happy are you with the success that you all have created over the last 3 years?
It makes me extremely happy. It makes me extremely proud of my teammates because it just says a lot about us. Because most of us have played since freshman year, and we could have just laid down and said that we weren't going to have the winning seasons anymore. But we worked harder every day and came out with the winning because we just worked hard. We wanted it more.
Yeah, throwing shade on me. Most of us have played.
I'm sorry,
Most of us.
My sophomore at heart.
Yeah, because freshman year we did not do very good, and I think we've like kept going strong.
We did lay down, even though we could have.
Yeah. I mean, I quit after the summer freshman year, so I'll keep quiet on this topic.
You were a transition group too, going from Coach Darnell to Coach Donahue. And looking back, what was that transition like? I know I asked the group of seniors last year whenever Coach Donahue came in as the head coach. But for you all, what was that transition like, going from one coach to another and turning into a winning program?
Well, when we were at Hampton with Coach Donahue the very first time, and we lost by I don't even know how much, but it was a lot. He came in there and told us that we weren't going to win any games if we kept playing how we were, and we were going to be at the bottom of our conference. And like just saying those things, knowing that we came from those seasons and everything, it kind of just made me honestly feel like, okay, we need to work harder if we want to do this, because as he said all season for us, nobody expected us to win because of the seasons that we had. So I think it's just working harder every day.
Yeah, I think the transition, I guess it was kind of weird because I'm used to like having one coach all throughout every grade, like whatever. But I think that it pushed me to work harder.
Yeah.
Well, for me, like I said, I didn't play freshman or sophomore year, but I did play over the summer of freshman year.
Okay.
So, I don't know, just coming in with Coach Donahue, it was a lot more fun. And like, I don't know if that's because of like the teammates I had, because I just love my teammates, or if like it was his coaching, but it was a lot more fun. So.
But going on to the next question too, these are tougher questions this week. What is the greatest thing you learned over the last 4 years in not only school but in basketball too?
Good question. I would just say putting more of myself into everything, like putting all that I have into everything, and like not being afraid to ask for help. With school, I mean, asking my teachers for help so I can have those better grades. But in basketball, allowing my teammates to help me and not take on everything by myself has helped me a lot. So that's what I would say.
I agree with that, and I also would say like putting other people above myself, like putting what they want and how they feel above how I want, and, like how I feel.
Becoming kind of more selfless in a way.
Yeah.
I agree. But honestly, I think it's
Okay.
I forgot.
I feel that like having confidence is super important. Like for me, last year in basketball, I had no confidence whatsoever, and like I really couldn't do anything. And like this year, I guess it's because like this is only my second year in high school playing, but like I've started to develop that confidence, and I've kind of I've done better. And like honestly, same thing with school and stuff. Like confidence just gets you far.
Another tough question next. What advice would you give to 8th grade you?
Keep going. Keep working hard. Things will get better. They might seem like they're going to go downhill, but keep a good attitude when you can, I guess. Sometimes my attitude's not good either, so.
I would tell Coach Casey to sit on that bench and not get that technical, so we could go to the hot tub. No, the cabin with the hot tub.
Yeah.
What happened with that story?
So we were playing against Gatlinburg Pittman, actually.
Oh my God. Was it Pittman?
Yes,
Oh.
it was Gatlinburg
Oh my
Pittman.
God.
And we were winning in the game, and we were all excited, not because we were going to state, but because we were getting a cabin, and we were going to have a hot tub, and we weren't going to have to go to school or anything. So we were all excited for that. And then I don't remember how she got the technicals, but she got up, and I think she was talking. I know one of the technicals she was talking to me, and the ref thought she was talking to her, like talking to the ref. And then the other technical, I think she just got upset and just got a technical, and so they got to shoot free throws, and they got the ball back, and so then we didn't get a state. And so
Yeah.
we didn't even cry because we lost the game.
Yeah, we were bawling because we knew we weren't going to that
we
hot
weren't
tub.
going to the hot tub. Yeah.
Next one to another tough hitting question. What do you want your legacy to be as a basketball player?
Okay. I think like I just want to be remembered as like a good teammate. Like that's what's kind of most important to me, is just being like friendly to people and making those connections and everything. So yeah, I want to be remembered as somebody who they liked as a teammate, not someone like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
Layla, that senior, like my freshman year. So.
I would say not giving up. Like we hustled, we gave it our all the whole time. Like we didn't go down without a fight.
Yeah, I agree with both of them. Like I just want to be a good role model, I guess, to the younger kids or younger girls.
I agree with all of them. I think just how we were freshman year, or even like younger years in like middle school, and we didn't all play together, but we were still down, and then we come and finish our 2 years of high school with winning records. So I think just keep going, keep motivating your teammates. Like it's all or nothing. You're all in it together or you're all not. So I think just staying together and working hard.
And back to what I said, like I remember Coach Nicole, like she said it at one of our practices, like what you do in basketball is not always remembered, but like the type of person you are and the impact you have on other people is like what goes on forever. So that's why I guess I say it's important to be remembered by like the connections and friendships you've made. So.
Great group of answers. Next one, kind of the same thing. What do you want your legacy to be as a group of seniors? So I guess not only personally what you want your legacy to be remembered as a player, but as a group. How do you all want to be remembered going down the road?
I think just having everybody involved. Like, I may not have scored every game, if at all, like, but I was always passing the ball. Like, that's something Coach Nicole always reminded me of. Like, you may not have had a ton of points, but you had rebounds, you had assists, like, those things. So just giving up yourself for your teammates, and that's my main thing this year. Because 25-point game, like 15-point games, and like I may have 2 points that game, but I made, like Coach Nicole
still
just
made
told
other
me,
contributions.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think just getting everyone like involved in putting like just like being good seniors to them and helping them like learn so they can like be better in the program later on.
Yeah.
I agree. Never exclude anybody. Just no drama. Just a great year.
Yeah, just trying to push them to be the best versions of themselves, because like for us this was the end for us, but like for some of them that was just the beginning. So
And that's perfect. That leads into the next question too. What can your message be to your teammates? This is something that you could probably clip and send them to for motivation. So throughout the freshmen's next 3 years, the sophomores' next 2, what can you say to your teammates and give them a message going forward?
I would say stay together. I mean, you're all going through the hard practices together. You're all going through the hard games together. But remember that you all are teammates. Nobody's last name's on the back of a jersey, so you all have the same thing on the front of your jersey. Nothing's on the back of your jersey. So just stay together, work hard, go through those hard days, because it will get better eventually.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. And I'm proud of you all or them, whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. But I'm proud of them, and I think they should just keep pushing because they have like so much in store for their future.
I agree. I'm gonna miss all of y'all, them. But just keep going. Like, you don't know how fast it's gonna come, but senior year comes fast.
And it goes fast.
yeah. For me, I would tell them, like I touched on before, was the confidence thing. Like if I could go back, like I would have had more confidence in like myself, because like it just changes everything. Like having the confidence to dribble and drive in or take shots and stuff, like it honestly even like changes your shot. Like last year, I mean, I couldn't, literally you put me like a foot away from the goal and I couldn't hit it because I had no confidence in myself.
Because you didn't have your nails on.
Yeah, I didn't have my nails done, so that's why. But yeah, I don't know, just confidence is a big thing. And then also like what they said about just sticking together and really taking nothing for granted, because like it does come and go super fast. So
A message to your coaches too. I know Coach Donahue, Coach Nicole, the other coaches that you've had as assistant coaches through your 4 and 2 years. So what kind of message can you send to your coaches and thank them for everything?
I would just say thank you for pushing me to be better than what I was, because you knew they knew the things that I could accomplish and that I wasn't showing, and they pushed me to get there. So I would just thank them for that, and thank them for like allowing me to be a part of the team, because like nobody's guaranteed playing time, but they took a chance and they put me out there to handle the basketball and be the coach of the extension of the coach on the floor, which means a lot. So I would say that.
Yeah, I would just say thank you for pushing me too, because like even from when Coach Nicole coached us in minis and Cherie and them, like everybody's just made me the person that I am today, and like really just changed how I view everything, honestly.
I'd say thank you for pushing me as well, giving me the chance to come play, because I didn't really play sophomore or freshman year, but he took a chance on me last year during Christmas and he let me play, and it's been great since.
I would say thank you for being like great godly examples, because I mean Coach Nicole will always send us like Bible verses and stuff before the games, and like they kind of just like instilled like that kind of environment into like our practices and everything, like us listening to Christian music and things like that. And I think that's just like really important for coaching. And then also like I feel like him like calming himself down before talking to us most of the time and things like that, like just show that he, like that's a good godly example of somebody. So
because like he'd come in here and he'd be mad, ready to yell and scream at us, and he'd just walk away and like calm down before he'd come in here and maybe say something he doesn't mean, or maybe say something in a tone that he doesn't mean it towards us. And so I mean that's a big thing for him, and it's helped us a lot.
Yeah, and then also like I'm glad like we had Coach Nicole because she was always there like whenever we were like at our lowest, like to help us. Like I know like after the last Hampton game, like I was really upset and like she talked to me and stuff, and
Another message to your parents this time.
Oh gosh. I would just say thank you for like, even though like my mom doesn't know much about basketball, she's always screaming at me because she knows I can be better, and it's not much of screaming to like hurt me or like make me feel upset. It's just she knows I can be better, and she knows I can show better than what I'm showing. And then for my dad, he just sits there and he doesn't say anything. But then after the game, he'll be like, this is what you can do better, and things like this, or this is what you did well, and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I didn't score much this season, but my dad would be like, every high five you gave, that was 10 points. Like, he'd make it fun. So, like, he'd be like, yeah, after tonight you had, like, 30 points, but not literally, just because I gave high fives and, like, motivated my teammates. So, I think them finding good in something I'm doing just helped me mentally.
Yeah, my dad and my mom both, but basically more my dad, has always been really, really hard on me about basketball and school and everything. And I think he just wants me to be like, because he knows my potential, and I just thank him for that. And my mom has always just been there for me and always pushed me and supported me all the time. And I thank her for that too.
I just want to thank my parents. They yell at me the entire time.
Right behind the bench. They yell
They
at all
know
of us,
basketball.
actually.
Yeah, they're right behind the bench. They yell at Sanaa too.
Yeah. They yell at us all.
Yeah, they
We all
yell at
get
us all.
that.
They've known us since we were just little. Well, me too. But they just always coached us, yelled at us. They know what we're capable of, and they'll push us to do that. So I just want to thank them. They've been really involved with my sports and academic career, and I'm just very thankful.
Yeah, my parents, they were never like super pushy with me about basketball, and I'm glad for that because like I think if I would have played like my freshman and sophomore year, I don't even know if I would still like be here because like I didn't really enjoy basketball much like towards the beginning of high school, and so that's why I stopped playing. And my parents, like, they never like forced me into it or anything like that, so I just think that was like really helpful. But also they never like even after I've had like my worst games and stuff like that, they always tell me like I played good. And I think like I said, I know I've said confidence so much, but like that just helps with confidence, and it's nice to have that. So
That's enough of the hard-hitting questions. We're getting some of the more fun questions now. So last time when we finished the interview, you all said that we forgot to talk about popcorn.
Yes, popcorn.
So what popcorn conversation?
Okay,
oh my
so
gosh, we've literally seen this. He has a chart.
A chart.
Of literally, like, he has, like, he'll have, like, okay, Tennessee's popcorn, Happy Valley's popcorn, Hampton's
So
popcorn.
he actually has a ranking.
He has
And
a
he
rating.
rates
It's,
it.
like,
Okay.
by their, like, saltiness and, like,
freshness.
their freshness,
Okay.
their crunchiness, like, everything
Everything.
ranked.
Yeah.
It's, like, literally insane.
What do you think Chuckey-Doak's own popcorn is that on that list?
Probably the bottom because we
low.
always burn it.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
The
always
fire
burnt.
alarms
and then
go off mid-game.
yeah, mid-game. Always
Really?
in our game,
Yeah.
fire alarms going on.
I don't know if I've seen the fire alarm go off at your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it
Oh, it
before though.
It happens all the
It's
time.
probably happened.
But yeah, he says Tennessee's popcorn's, like, the best. I think
Oh,
he
yeah?
said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's someone else's that's really good.
I
don't
remember.
remember. I don't remember.
Do you all have a favorite popcorn or a favorite place that you've gotten popcorn from?
Not like
really eat.
yeah, I don't eat
popcorn that
popcorn.
much.
The
Yeah.
movies popcorn's good.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but he
right.
said the movie popcorn has a separate rating.
Separate
yeah.
rating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like game popcorn and then there's movie
Movie
theater.
popcorn.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like they don't.
Yeah.
They don't
I
mix.
get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Another one too. This is one that I came up with. Do you all have a pre-game meal that you all eat before every game?
Probably Chick-fil-A.
Okay, we're very superstitious. So if we go eat somewhere and we lose that game,
We don't
wouldn't
make
eat
it.
I
either.
get that. I'm
You
the
don't
same
make
way.
it.
yeah.
I'm the same way.
So like we would eat at Chick-fil-A a lot, but then everyone was saying it was hurting their stomach, so we had to like.
Yeah, but then we stopped eating at Chick-fil-A
And then
and we were losing.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to Zaxby's one game.
Lost.
Never
Yeah.
went there.
That was the
Yeah,
only
that's
time we went.
One
to
time we
Zaxby's.
went, yeah.
So Chick-fil-A's the go-to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somewhere gave them raw chicken.
Yeah, Monterey. We ate Monterey before a game, and I got chicken and cheese. But David's parents or whoever told us not to eat there because they had got it like
Like
before,
night
the night
before.
before. And we were like, okay, it'll be fine. Like, and so we all went, and I had chicken and cheese, and I was on the bench throwing up mid-game, and I was like, oh God, I'm dying. And then Taven's parents and everybody sitting behind me, we told you not to go. Like,
The best meal we had though was Butcher's Block.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
Texas
yeah.
hell.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah, and we played good, didn't we?
Yeah,
we played good.
That was our region
didn't.
game
Oh.
against Pigeon Ford.
Yeah, that wasn't a good meal.
Second half, we played good. That's whenever after it kicked in. Like we had to let it settle, and then
Yeah.
we were good.
Yeah.
We ate too late.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you all ever do Panda Express as a pregame meal? I know it's newer, so I didn't know.
We were going to, but then we didn't for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, just the thought of Chinese food before a game is kind of
that
like.
would.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
also had Panda Express before a game. Kennedy brought it to me, and I also puked it up before the mid-game.
So no Panda Express and no Monterey before a game.
No.
You heard it here from
I mean, that
Don't eat it.
just sounds bad. Like Mexican and Chinese food before a game, like or Asian
Mexican
food,
for
I don't know.
sure. I can understand that. Yeah, that's hard on your stomach.
Yeah.
Definitely don't go to Taco Bell before a game.
I love Taco Bell.
I do too.
But not before a game.
No. Had anybody ever tried Taco Bell before a game?
It's probably like
How'd you
laxative.
play?
I think fun.
See, maybe Taco Bell.
Maybe it like empties out your stomach, and
Taco
so
Bell
you'll be
really
like
doesn't
free.
hurt my
Maybe.
stomach.
You're free to run as fast as you want.
Maybe.
No, the Baja Blast give me energy.
Yes,
like
that
it's
is
like
true.
a secret. It's like a yeah.
My pregame meal is a Red Bull before every
Yes,
game.
Wow.
yes, I drink a Red Bull before every game.
What is more crispy, a Baja Blast from Taco Bell or a McDonald's Sprite?
I've never
I
had
don't- yeah, I
Baja
don't
Blast.
know. Me neither.
I think McDonald's
Really?
Sprite.
McDonald's
You've never
Sprite.
had
I don't like
Baja
Sprite.
No.
McDonald's Sprite? I don't know what it is.
I
I
just
don't know
don't
what's
like
in
Sprite.
there.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Taven, do you have an opinion?
I've never had a bubble blast.
Never had a Baja either?
No.
Wow.
Where y'all been?
Wow.
I've heard it
I've
tastes like
heard-
Mountain Dew, and I hate Mountain
It
Dew.
is Mountain
Yeah.
Dew.
It
Yeah.
doesn't taste like
It's like a
Mountain Dew.
different
It doesn't-
spin-off.
Yeah, it
Oh.
doesn't
I
taste
think
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
I do too.
I love Baja
Something
Blast.
about McDonald's Sprite, I don't know what it is. What's more crispy, McDonald's Sprite or McDonald's Coke?
McDonald's Coke.
There's
I
something
just
different
don't
about the
like
McDonald's machine. I don't know what it is. All right, this is one that Coach Donahue gave the green light on. You're not players anymore. He can't punish you for this one. This will be the last segment. What are some of your favorite Coach Donahue stories? There was one
Are you
that
gonna
we
say the one?
did we
Should we
mention?
say the one about
Yeah.
Pigeon
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Okay, so it was halftime, and we weren't playing to the best of our ability at all.
What game was it?
And so he walks in here. And it was the Pigeon Forge game
Okay.
here. I think that was the first regional game.
Yeah.
Yeah, first regional game here.
Saturday.
Yeah, sure.
Friday, whatever.
Friday,
Yeah.
something.
Was
I don't know.
Yeah, one of those days.
Yeah. So we walk in here and we were playing terrible defense. Like he just kept saying the same things over and over and over again about defense. Like we were down 2 points, but when he walked in here, you would have thought we were losing by 20.
40.
Yeah, 27 points. So he walks in here. He walks in here and get that one, yeah. He walks in here and on our things we have these things and it says no or no. These are our defense.
He literally walks in here, throws it. He's like,
Yeah,
our
he does.
defense is a piece of paper.
Yeah,
and
and
then
he
he
walks in
throws
here.
this one, throws that.
And then he'll
misses
come.
it.
Yeah,
He misses it.
He'll
He
come
just-
in here and he was like, "Our defense is just a piece of paper," and
Yeah,
like he
and
starts
he literally,
beating on the whiteboard.
Like this is like from him wadding it up and
Yeah,
throwing
throw
it.
it.
And
Tell
he
them where
starts
it was
stepping
at.
on it.
Yeah, it was
Right
like in up here but over there, up
Yeah.
on the thing.
And then he
Yeah.
throws
In the
this one on the
corner.
ground.
And he just starts.
And then I
Yeah.
picked it up. I picked it up and I flipped it over and then Coach Donahue goes, "Why did you?"
Wait,
do
did you
that?"
say
What were you
this
gonna
is
do?
though? Did you say what it is? This is like our like defensive. Can they even see this? If I show
They
it.
should. Yeah, they should be able to read.
This is like our defensive like. I can't see what we're not supposed to do. It's like our nose.
So it's like
Or nose.
no paint, like stuff like that. And they kept driving baseline on us, and that's like one of the main ones. It's number 2. It's just no baseline. And I'm telling you, he was just mad. Like he walked in here about kicked somebody's shoe, and then he comes over here and like you think he's calming down, but no, he didn't calm down. He started beating the whiteboard and everything.
And then we played better after, so we come
Yeah.
into the next game.
So go to the next game.
And he comes into the locker room and he walks in like real calm, and then
He's
he
talking.
starts pacing the floor, and he's like, wait, what did he say? Are we gonna
No,
lay down and die? Or are we gonna fight like a dog? And then
Starts
starts
banging
beating
on the
lockers.
Yeah.
And I mean, like it's like
And then
gunshots.
he just walks out and he goes, "Let us." He's like, let's pray. And walks out. He doesn't pray with us or anything. We're praying by ourselves.
That's why we lost. He didn't pray with
and
us.
he just walks out. And then we come in at halftime. And then he's just like, guys, are we just going to lay down, not talk, and not fight? We're just going to lose by this much. That's how you want your last game to go. That's just how it's going to go. But he was talking calm. Like, it was scary because, like, he came to their pregame and he was screaming at us, beating on the lockers. And then he comes to their halftime when we're losing by, like, 20. And he's talking so calm. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, it was scary.
Did we mention the scooter story last time?
I think we did. We
I think we
mentioned
did.
it.
I can't remember if it made it on air or not.
He was riding around in circles in a scooter.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't
Yeah.
Was that at
like,
the Tennessee
at the
game?
Tennessee
Yes.
game last
because we
year.
lost the bus, so
He
lost.
made
Yeah.
us lose the bus. He was making us walk the wrong way, and then we walked back the wrong way. Then we had to go a different way, and we were walking on the main road, like in Knoxville. And then Bree was hurt at the time, so like she couldn't walk as much as like we were. So he found scooters, and they actually beat us to the bus because they were on scooters.
yeah.
And then he started riding the scooter in circles. And
Another story. Okay, so this is another one about Coach Donahue is really not that mean, but like I swear, like the funniest moments were when he was yelling. But okay, we were on our way to Gatlinburg Pittman last year, and we were on the bus, and we were playing Never Have I Ever, and like as you can see, like we're loud, we're laughing, like we were having a great time. We knew there was the end of our season, and we were having a great time. Well, he's like asleep on the front of the bus,
like this.
Like with his feet. Like
with his feet, and he turns around and
He's
he's
taking
like,
a pregame
I don't know
nap.
what's so funny, like
he was like, what are we going to do? And he was like, we're not laughing, going to have a good time. We're going to play basketball.
You know what we didn't say? Okay, the reason he was so mad was he was out here. We didn't even say this. He was out there, like they always go
Pigeon
in this
Forge
little
game.
hallway, like the Pigeon Forge game. They go in the hallway and like talk, whatever. Well, we were all sitting here, and everyone was mad at each other. Everyone was yelling at each other. Everyone was mad. Well, then it goes like dead silent. And Taven was like, "How about that double charge?" Like,
Yeah, because me and Kenny took a charge stand.
and we all started dying laughing. We were like, "Yeah, double charge!"
Yeah, and he said that's all he heard.
Yeah, he busted. He's like, "I don't know what's so funny."
He's like, I'm glad y'all are having
So we
fun
have
because I'm
context
not.
now. There we go.
Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
starts coming in
Okay.
here, and he was just livid. Like,
I mean, we were dying laughing, but like we were mad at each other before, and like she was just breaking the ice, and
here he came. He said he stopped because we talked about it when we went to the Tennessee game. He said that he stopped mid-sentence out there when they were talking, and when he heard us laughing and he came in here and he was just mad. Like that set him off.
So it just went quiet for him at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I get that.
yeah, that's like the timing was the worst it could have been. But I mean, it made us play better. So
Yeah. Any other Donahue stories?
No.
I don't think so.
Last question. I do have one more. Talked about that Pigeon Forge game. The last time we had talked, I think it was after senior night or before senior night. It was one of the two. I think it was before senior night. And we talked about it potentially being the last time you play on your home court. When you walked off your home court, you weren't guaranteed another game like you got against Pigeon Forge. You make it to the district championship, that guaranteed you another game. Being able to play one more game here at home and pick up one more win against Pigeon Forge in a region game, how important was that for you all to play on your home court one last time and get one more win?
I think it was very important to us to just leave, like, to walk off the court, like you said, one last time. But I fouled out that game, so I had to walk
I
off.
told her
But it was Coach Donahue's fault because I was sitting there, I was guarding the girl, and he kept saying foul, so the subs could get in, and I was the closest one to the ball, and so the ref, all he heard was Coach Donahue say foul, because he knew the subs were coming, so he called a foul on me because I was close to the ball, and I fouled out.
at senior night, I was screaming at Sanaa to get her last foul. I'm like, this might be your last chance. Like, get that foul. Well, then we play another game, and there it was.
I was like, you know what? Not let the opportunity go again.
But as much as I hate playing at home, it was nice to just get to play one last time. Even though we literally had no fans there, like student section was empty, like all the Pigeon Forge side, no one was there.
Nobody was there.
That's because they were sitting on our side.
Yeah, they were
sitting on our side.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think I was like super glad that we got to play on our like home court again. Although I think we would have done better if we would not have played at home.
Yeah.
You all are really adamant that you don't play well at
It's
home.
like the white
don't.
jerseys or something.
Yeah, the white jerseys.
It's not it.
Right.
I don't like
And
it.
our rims are just not good. Like I
They're
hate
just so
them.
The
stiff.
nets and everything. They need to replace them.
Yeah.
We need new
before
balls.
next year.
We need the unicorn.
When Belle can dunk, she's gonna rip the
She gonna
rim
rip the
off.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for Bell to dunk.
Yeah, she's gonna rip the rim down and then they'll get new
Then
rims.
they'll get
Rip both of them down.
Yeah,
and then
both
replace
of them.
both.
But like the nets get tangled, the rims are just so bouncy.
No,
they're
just
not bouncy.
stiff.
They're like
They're
stiff.
stiff,
So like
yeah.
when the ball hits it, it's
Unicorns
not-
are super
it's-
bouncy and they were like I like
Yeah,
them.
they would bounce right in.
Those are nice.
Did you all enjoy playing at Unicorn?
Yeah. And like same thing at the ladies classic, like at Hal Hennard, like their
Yeah.
rims are like bouncy.
Which place has the bounciest rims?
Unicorn.
You think Unicorn?
Yeah,
Okay.
that we played this year.
Yeah.
Like they were just helping me make shots. To be honest, the goals.
Both.
They liked me.
I like how Hennard Jim though. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Hennard
Hal
and
Hennard.
Unicorn.
You like
I
Hal
like
Hennard the
Hal
most?
Yeah.
Whenever y'all walked in here and saw the white jerseys, did you all immediately go, oh, those white jerseys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many jersey combinations do you have?
Just
Two.
two.
Just two?
Yeah.
Black
He's
and
talking
white.
about getting a gold jersey.
He's lying about
He's
that.
lying. He's
I'm
lying.
sorry.
Not a fan of gold
I'm
jerseys,
sorry
I
if y'all
guess.
have to wear those. I will. But
Oh
I'm
my
going.
god.
I think that's all I've got, unless there's any other stories or anything. I know we forgot the popcorn one last time, so if there's any other ones you got.
No.
What'd you say? Toss, toss.
Oh yeah, like last time whenever I was talking about the
Except
the
flip,
flip
flip.
flip. No, it's
Toss, toss.
It's toss toss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he does.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I've got, ladies. Once again, thank you for giving me your time. Got you out of first period today, is that right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, there you
Got me
go.
out of a
No
test,
annotated
actually.
bib.
There you go. But thank you all for watching this first part. We'll go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll talk with Coach Donahue right after this here on Grassroots Media.
Go Black Knights.
Go Terry's
Yeah.
Flooring.
February.
Yeah.
Push it, go ahead,
Terry's
get them all.
Flooring.
Get them all in. Boom.
Oh.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
For more than 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has served customers in East Tennessee with licensed and professional plumbing services. From installing your new faucet to replacing your existing piping system, our team at Tommy's Plumbing is trained to handle the job with professionalism, attention to detail, and integrity. By offering warranties on most products installed by our technicians, Tommy's Plumbing stands behind our work, ensuring that your plumbing needs are not only met, but that your problem is solved for the long term. When you need reliable and professional plumbing service, Tommy's is the only call to make. So give us a call today and let us show you the Tommy's difference.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Kyle Donahue Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. I'm here with Lady Black Knights head coach, associate principal, athletic director, everything here and there, Dr. Kyle Donahue.
Yeah, man.
It's weird. I introduced it as the first half, but this is the second half. I
Yeah,
said it at
second
the
half.
beginning,
Welcome
too, that it's weird that I started with the girls and you're on the second half this
Yeah.
time. It's flipped around, but how we doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing all right. Into spring sports now.
I know.
It's one
that's
of those things.
the thing I mentioned them first. It's unfortunate we've got to talk about it and that we can't talk about potentially a region championship appearance or a sub-state game, but the end of the season did come on Monday night to Gatlinburg-Pittman. The good thing is, the last time we sat down, we were previewing the whole region tournament. We do get to talk about a win
Yes.
with Pigeon Forge, so we'll sit down and talk about the whole Region 1 2A tournament. You hosted Pigeon Forge on Friday, picked up a 56-37 win. Those seniors got one more exit on their home court, and then you go into Monday night's game with Gatlinburg-Pittman at Unicoi County. Lose that one 66-41 to put an end to your season. So take me through both of those games that you played.
Sure. Obviously got the 2 seed, got the host, so that was huge. just the ability to play one more game here. No matter if they say they like it or not, it's one more chance to play in front of the home crowd, and we took advantage of that. It's always, like we talked about on the road, there's a lot of variables. Make sure you grab your shoes and all that stuff, but it was good to have a home game here. Pigeon Forge, I thought we matched up really, really well with them. I think they were number 3 seed in their conference the whole time, the whole year behind GP and Alcoa. So we knew it would be a tough game. The only conference games they've lost were those 2. So, and they actually had GP on the ropes.
Mm-hmm. Double overtime, I think.
Yeah, double overtime. They were up 14 going into the fourth quarter. So
wow.
Both sides of the spectrum, we saw that for the teams we played coming up. But talking specifically about Pigeon Forge, we knew they'd shoot really well. They have some good 3-point shooters, some good girls inside, and number 23 made them go, and she was as advertised. But I thought first half, we played lax in all phases of our game. We had turnovers, poor shots, missed shots, but I was most disappointed in our defense. They were getting to their spots, and we were not communicating. We were not playing our brand of defense, and it showed. Luckily for us, we got, I think Kennedy went on a little run there right before the end of the quarter, second quarter, kind of got us close, and I think that was probably the stretch of the game that was most important. Without that stretch, we go in double digits at halftime and have to dig out of an immense hole in the second half, but it closed the gap a little bit, so it gave us some opportunities to do a little, I don't want to say risky, but some defenses that we wouldn't typically run, but we were allowed to jump into those and jump out. We were mixing defenses just about every other possession in the second half. So we come out in the second half after a quick remotivation, we'll say, and we got the train back on the tracks and got back to how we play, and I thought they responded really, really well. Response has been a key to us and how we coach and how we talk and how we play. And so to see that response and to, almost just run away from them in the second half was great. I thought our defense really wore them down. At the end of the game, 23, I think, 23 and 30 were the 2 we were trying to stop. And I think both of them were just exhausted at the end of the game. We sent waves in, had different people guard them for a little bit, and just were all over them the whole time. And I thought it worked really well. They got to the point where they were missing shots and we were hitting layups once we recovered the rebound. So I thought it worked really well for us in that game.
Talking about the fourth quarter of that game, 1 made basket for them.
Wow.
In the entire fourth quarter, they only scored, looks to be 6 points the whole fourth quarter, but 4 of those came from free throws. And in total, they did not have a good percentage. They were 4 of 12 from the free throw line in the fourth, and then 1 made field goal. So it's almost like you put a lid on the bucket in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think you talked about it. Third quarter, you kind of ran away, but with that fourth quarter, whenever you had a great defensive effort and they just didn't hit shots, that allowed the score to kind of widen out to be 19-point margin it was.
Yeah, we played great. First half, it was more individual defense. We were not talking. In practice, we say a quiet gym's a losing gym, and most definitely that first half, it was like, what's going on? We tried to change out defenses. We tried to put different people on different people, and nothing was working. It was almost like it was almost like we got to the point where we were saying, don't lose it. Mm-hmm. But I thought once we refocused and we got back to who we were, a defensive-minded team that gets the ball out and we can run our motion stuff. Once we did that, I thought we got back into our stuff, and we proved that we're one of the best teams in the region, top 4 teams in the region. That's pretty cool to say.
One of the 32 left in the state?
One of 32 left in the state in 2A, so that's awesome. But once we got back into the groove, I felt like once we settled down, got back into the groove. I thought we played really, really well.
I know it's hanging up here, but I got to hand it to you, too. Halftime.
Okay.
I heard there was a little speech, and you talked about it.
Yeah.
You talked about the Know Your Nose. This one's taped together, it seems. But
that's all right.
what was that halftime speech like, and how do you think it turned the game around going into the third quarter where you took that lead?
I try and be pretty reserved going into halftime and keep it concise. You can't go into a halftime and have 50 million things for them to know and to remember coming out. But it just seemed like we were not playing to our capability. It wasn't that they were better than us. It wasn't that they were running offense that we've not seen before that we couldn't handle. It was the simple fact that we just weren't doing what we normally do, what we're trained to do each and every day. And so our no's are things, when we say know our no's, one of them is no paint. We don't want to let the ball get to the paint. And it got to the paint a ton. We said no baseline. The ball got to the baseline a ton. So, our no's are kind of our core tenets of our defense. And we tried to, don't read them out to everybody now.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
They can't see it. I'm sure it's crumbled up too much. They can't see that.
Yeah. But those are the tenets and the principles of our defense that we try and live by. And I felt like in the first half we weren't living by those at all. So I made it known that we were not living by our principles that we each and every day talk about. So they were kind of shell-shocked a little bit, but they came out and responded really, really well. And for that, I was proud of them.
Going into the GP game, too, I know bad first quarter, really good 3 quarters after that. You played competitive after that. I think after the first quarter it was 22-4 from memory, maybe around that margin of 18, 20 points, and then you lose by 25. Very competitive the last 3 quarters of that game. Talk about that game in full. I know it was the season-ending game for you, and it's unfortunate to talk about, but take me through that game as a whole.
First of all, I'm tired of playing GP at the end of the year.
I understand. I think all of Chuckey-Doak is.
Yeah.
I talked about it with somebody else. I won't say what company they worked for. Football, 2 years in a row, I think. 3 and 4 years ago, it was the GP. You all, 3 years in a row now to GP.
Yeah.
Boys soccer, I think.
Baseball just beat them the other day.
That's
baseball.
good. There we go.
Rock on, Coach Willett in baseball.
And then boys basketball.
Yeah.
Last year was GP.
What's funny is we looked at, all year long, Alcoa was 1, GP was 2. So you look at it and kind of think, okay, we played Alcoa this summer, and I thought, we kind of scouted them out a little bit. Thought we had a good shot against them as well. I thought we had a good shot against GP. But, as the fates would have it, we've met back, the stars aligned, and we met back in the regional semifinals again. But, I thought we played well. I thought we came out and they really bombarded us with their pressure. Coach Broyles and I were talking. It's hard to replicate that type of pressure. Once we settled down, obviously, their press wasn't as bad. We got layups and we got the ball down the floor. But anytime you play a team with immense pressure, their goal is to get your eyes from looking up to looking down, trying to find a way out of wherever you're at instead of getting the ball down the floor. And that first quarter, that was really the problem. We were throwing the ball out of bounds. We were throwing it to me. We threw it off the wall. And on top of that, we weren't making the layups we normally make. Had we made those layups, I think we gained an immense sense of confidence and we play. But we dug a hole too big in that first quarter that it just became insurmountable. But again, the response coming out of that quarter, we refocused, got back to finding where we needed to move the ball, and showed that we weren't going to lay down and weren't a pushover. I wish we would have came out in the first quarter like we did the second, third, fourth. But that's basketball and that's life and that's life dealing with high school kids, and you prepare and plan, and sometimes things just don't go your way. But I was proud of how they responded. And, GP's a great team.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up winning the region.
Been to the state tournament, I don't know how many years in a row
Yeah.
now. Final Four team.
So the goal for our region is to always stay away from McMinn Central because they're rocking and rolling. I think they're 33-1, 34-1 right now. So, it was what it was, and I wish, if you had your wishes, I wish we came out a little bit better in the first quarter, but it didn't happen that way, but we played hard and played well.
And going, I guess, into what would normally be the back half because...
We got a visitor, folks.
Oh, my. I guess we will take a break real quick. We'll be right back. We'll take a brief break before we introduce our special guest here on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn's new Right Way Buffet is open and ready for you and your family. Now with new garlic buttery crust and stuffed crust pizza, along with salads and desserts. It's the best part of your day. The all-day, everyday buffet. Only at Pizza Inn Greenville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Kyle Donahue Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. As always, here with head coach Kyle Donahue, and we got a special guest, Coach Sam Brules, back with us.
Welcome back.
I feel like I'm being ambushed.
Coach, how's it going today?
Pretty good. We're cleaning mower. We're trying to, our bleachers are over 20 years old,
Yeah.
we talked about. So we're trying to find something to help clean 20 years of
Gunk.
dirt and grime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're trying to clean 20 years of dirt and grime at your house, go visit Terry's Flooring and get some new floor.
There we go. We got the plug in
We
there.
may need to call them for bleachers. I don't know if they do bleacher floors.
I hope so. Vinyl on top of plywood. That's what we're looking at.
Coach, we hadn't sat down in a few weeks. I want to recap your season if you've got the time real quick, too. I'm going to ask these questions with you, too.
Sure.
There's 3 questions I always ask at the end of every year, too. Favorite game or games, favorite moment or moments, and favorite memories that you have throughout the year. So we'll go you first and then you. First one I'll ask, favorite game or games that you've been a part of this year, whether it's one in particular or a couple throughout the season that stick out in your mind. What have been some of your favorite games?
The Johnson County game here, the growth we showed from the first of the season to that, that night, and into the fourth quarter, we were still leading.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad part was Dom got hurt, and that kind of set us back. But if you watch our whole season and then see them in that game, I believe it might have been Happy Valley before that, we, it looked like we were turning the table. And, of course, Gavin got hurt after that, Crum, and, kind of set us back. But that's probably the two, my most favorite games was those 2 games.
And then favorite memories, too, where it could be something during a game, it could be something during practice, funny moments off the court on the bus. What have been some of your favorite memories that you'll take from this team?
Oh, Lord, you put me on the spot.
It's hard to think about, isn't it?
Yes.
Luckily, you've got time to think.
I still can't think of it.
If you can interrupt me, that's fine.
I'll go with the first question. What was the first question?
Game or games?
I think the district championship game versus
Okay.
Hampton was pretty fun. I was in rare form, I think, over there on the sidelines. But it was, anytime you're in a big game, there's obviously game pressure and game anxiety. But anytime you can let that go and just enjoy the moment, I felt like we enjoyed that moment. Win or lose, obviously we didn't win it, but I felt like we were enjoying and playing hard and having a great time. and I wish it would have came out the other way, but I thought that game for me was one of the ones that stick out. Obviously, county games are always fun, really fun to win, but not as fun to lose. But I think those stick out as well. And any time you go on the road, kind of moving into that second question, anytime you go on the road, there's an opportunity to hang out with your team and let them, I didn't. Hosey I played for Coach Hosey. It was, you had access to the person, but more so you see Coach. I think I've kind of peeled back a layer a little bit and kind of have both personalities. So anytime, not necessarily being their friend, but being able to joke around with the kids, I think that's good. And anytime we're on the road, it's an opportunity. We went to see the Lady Vols, and anytime they get to see you in a different light as coach, we talked about the locker room. Anytime that's different than that, you deviate from that. I think it's good for the kids to build that relationship. And I think, getting on kids and being able to be harsh or say harsh truths, hard truths, comes from a place of love that is built on trust. And how do you build that trust? Well, you communicate and you talk and you get to know them outside of basketball. And I think their big thing probably always is FCA camp. You start the year with camp going away, and it's just you, them, and we're away from everybody else. And I think that sets the mold for the year. And I think that's they say it's one of their favorite things, and it's one of my favorite things as well. And they've got great food there as well.
Speaking of Tennessee,
he's right too with the FCA camp. My players loved it, and we've went to last 3 years, I believe. And I don't know if we're going to get to go. It doesn't sound like we're going to get to go this year, but it has been one of the most enjoyable things too. And he's right; they see a different side of you.
Yeah.
And you do them too.
Yeah.
It's not just the grind, of practice every day, and of course the games.
And while we're talking about FCA camp, thank you to Larry Bible and his team of directors.
Scooch up just a little bit.
You're out of frame.
Here we go. He was in frame, but I think he was cut out a little bit.
Actually be on the screen. Larry Bible and his FCA group, they provide us a way to go to FCA camp, minimal cost. So that is awesome for our girls and guys, and we are very appreciative of that. Just to give them an opportunity to play basketball, but also to see worship and see each other in a different light, and to hear the gospel is awesome. So thank you to them. Coach agrees. It's awesome to go to.
Speaking of it, go
we'll
ahead.
Stay a couple nights there, so gives them a little bit of freedom from home. Some of them you don't know if they get to go on vacation, get out like that. So, it's different for every family.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite moments too throughout the season? I know the memories we talked about, the games, but are there any favorite moments, whether it's late game situations or the growth you've seen from the players? What have been some of your favorite moments throughout the year?
You're up, boss man.
I'm still drawn. We talked a little bit about the Johnson County game here. West Green at West Green. Such a battle there. Down to the end, we had a chance to win that game. Favorite moments. You saw some players come into their own that night. Dom, it's one of his better games, and of course Gavin and Ryland. Those three led us for really the entire year. So, that's some of my favorite moments. I can't really recall something right off. I hate that for this show.
I'm the same way, and I hate to have to ask that too.
My favorite moments are, like in the championship game against Hampton, Jaden Myers makes a spin move and a little left-hand shot, and it doesn't go in, but it's like, okay, there's some growth. Anytime you see growth in the girls or your team, Bell made a nice play in the regional semi against, made a pump fake, drove, and made a power layup. Anytime you see stuff that you're like, yes, we've been working on that. Great job. That's awesome to see. Anytime a game ends and you get in the locker room and you come out soaked, not because you're sweating to death, but because you get showered in water and you have to pick up pick up the towels after. That's fun. Those are memorable things. Obviously, every day there's memorable things that go on that you're making lasting relationships, hopefully, with these kids. And one day, they'll still be part of our program and come back and say, "You remember when?" I know that my crew from South Green, we still talk about that all the time. And you remember when we went to wherever? We went to Alcoa and lost by 40 in Sub-State, but we made Sub-State. We still talk about how crazy it was, playing who we played and the things that we did all that year. But, just being around the kids and building that. And anytime Tegan's involved, it's always a fun memory. So, we invite the girls over for Christmas and hang out. And I don't know if you saw on some of their bags, they've got a braided lei. We learned lei making in Hawaii. Oh. Tegan and I did. So we all taught the girls how to make leis at Christmas. So it's the little stuff like that you think about. Wins and losses. Everybody wants to win, and that's why we do what we do. We work as hard as we do, the unseen hours. But at the end of the day, it's touching kids' lives and being a part.
He's talking about the water because usually we're getting it. When we were at Happy Valley and we went into the locker room, I had one of my assistants get me a cup of water. And I hit Dom with it. And to see Dom's face, he knows what I'm talking about. It's one of my, something that I remember.
Yeah.
This expression on his face. I can still see that.
We talked about you getting showered after the Pigeon Forge game.
Yeah.
When is the last time you've been showered after a game?
Always showered. We were drenched when we got our first win of the year down there at Washburn.
Okay.
The night up there at Daniel Boone.
That's the one I was thinking about. There it is.
I was soaked and I had to drive home with
in
my
the same
dad,
cloothes.
And it was below 32, if you remember.
Who was responsible for that soaking?
Probably this guy probably set it up. But
I came in with 2 water bottles. I was having a great time.
You're on video doing it too.
Yeah. So you did catch it.
Yeah.
That's good to know. We may have to remember that.
I saw the video. I don't have it. I don't remember where I saw it, but you were I don't know if you were the main instigator behind it.
Who knows? Who really knows?
But you did have 2 green Gatorade bottles,
we'll
if
never
I remember.
know, will we, everybody?
One last question I have for each of you, too, is I want you to each talk about each other's teams. Of course, you all have different perspectives on things just in general and everything in life, but you get to watch them play first. You get to come off the court and watch them after the first quarter. So talk about each other's teams and what you've seen throughout the season this year.
The growth of his seniors, especially from their freshman year to now, and the growth that they showed this year and how hard Kennedy, all of them played, especially through their tournament run. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I saw. I mean, they were entirely a different team.
Mm-hmm.
Then, and of course, he's got a freshman too that stepped up and really helped that group. I mean, he's done a good job this year. I mean, those girls, I said, there's nothing to hang your heads about. I mean, Gatlinburg-Pittman's a good team. You make it that far. I mean, we'd all like to be. I mean, Alcoa has kept us, here recently, and Pittman. So I understand that part of it. But the growth that I saw of those seniors is, that's what I hope to see from my young team. See that from their freshman, sophomore years to their junior and senior years. You hope to see that.
I think with his crew, he's been through this rebuild. I guess, what year did I start? 2013? With him.
Sorry, okay.
2012? I think I started 13. The fall of 12?
Yeah, because that was that team that won the
year. So he's been through this kind of rebuild before, starting Josh Lamb and Taylor Johnson and all them as freshmen. So he knows what it takes. It's good to see them respond as the year goes on. Who knows what would have happened in that Johnson County game if Dom doesn't get hurt. They played their tails off. Who knows what happens if both Dom and Crum are still in the games going forward. As you look back on his season, the wins may not have been there, but you can see the building blocks of a winning season for next year. You can see leaders. They always talk about is leadership. Are you born with it, or is it established? Does it grow? I think it's kind of a little bit of both, in how you're raised, but also how you're coached. His leadership in the young guys has grown immensely over the year. It's one thing to sit on the bench and to go to practice in a varsity game and to watch that happen. It's another thing to be in that game. It's a complete other thing for coach to be all over you because you're the man. And with his group of sophomores and juniors, as they grow, they're getting that in-game experience, and that's huge for him and for those guys. They've made a step. The path to success is not a linear path. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs and there's going to be things that are in your way. But as long as you keep moving forward, and I think that's what they've done this year. They've kept moving forward. Obviously, wins didn't come as much as they would hope, right? But internal wins, little things that coaches see, are there. Now the next step is putting it into the next step. Keep going. So I think he's done a great job. Obviously, it's tough to lose. It's tough to win. How many did you win? 5 or 6?
I think 6.
It's tough to lose that many. It's tough to only win 6. But it's hard to come to work every day and be the same, and to keep pulling stuff out of your guys. But credit to his guys for improving as the year went on and getting better and coming to work every day, looking to get better, because that's going to pay dividends next year and the year after, even if it didn't this year.
Circling back to something before, you talked about taking the girls up to the Tennessee game.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you were on a scooter.
That was last year. Yeah.
Okay.
That was last year, yeah. So
I heard they blamed you for getting lost. Was that
they did.
correct?
So if you've been to Knoxville, they've got the little shipyard or the train yard right there. So I thought you can go straight and go across. They have a little bridge across the train yard. Nope. So we parked on one side of the train yard, and once you start, you got to go all the way around. You got to go all the way around. So it would have been like 4 miles.
That you had to walk?
Yeah. It
Wow.
would have been a lot.
So you did the ball walk, huh?
Apparently. So Bree Lowe was hurt. She hurt her knee toward the end of last year. So I was like, I can't make her keep walking this, because I sent them back, and I said, y'all go get the bus. We'll take our time. And then I thought, there's a scooter.
Lime scooters.
So I put Bree on it. So Bree was the only one on one. And I was like, all right, stay with us. So it was me, Haley Hensley, and Bree Lowe. We're running. Me and Haley are running. I'm in jeans. I'm out of shape. I mean, my goodness, my playing days are over. And then finally, we come upon 2 more. So me, Bree, Haley all got on one. And we zoomed. They still weren't back at the bus. We zoomed past them on those little scooters. And I'm doing little wheelies. Oh, it was fun. But they, that's a memory that they'll remember. And I let some of them, I think Layla ended up getting on one, taking it around. But those things,
They scoot.
We were on the side of the road on Neyland Drive, 4-lane. We're on the pedestrian walkway, trying to keep it from falling over. It was fun.
Don't hit a train track in those things.
No kidding. We didn't.
Another thing about Tennessee, I hear that you have a popcorn ranking on your phone.
Yeah.
Is Tennessee's at the top?
So popcorn, you got to think about popcorn 2 ways. You got movie theater popcorn.
That's what they said.
And you got ball game popcorn. Movie theater
They said
popcorn,
there was a different list.
Movie theater popcorn is the pour over butter. Shout out to my wife. She loves the pour over butter. We almost drown it. Johnson City's a little bit better than Greenville if you're rating popcorn. I've got a rating scale.
How many have made it on that rating scale?
I try and do everybody, but a lot of times I'll forget while I'm focused.
Does it have a number 1 to 10 beside it too, or do you just rank them?
Let me just show you.
Okay.
So You get
it's the 5. Yeah, it's the emojis.
One to
I
five.
get- okay.
1 to 5 bags. 1 to 5 bags. We've got price, size, salt, butter, and freshness.
So you
Those are
take
your-
everything into
Those
account.
are your 5 categories.
Gotcha.
And you got to rate. Right now, one night CDHS football. Oh, that was from when they were making it for basketball. 4.4.
Is
out
that
of
the
5.
highest?
It is one of the highest. I've not been back to Granger.
Granger does have some of the best. They're
was-
top 3 for me. They're podium.
I will say that Tennessee Vols, if you go to Tennessee Vols basketball game or Lady Vols, get the popcorn. That's probably the best game popcorn you'll get. 4.8 on the scale.
Ooh, Granger's probably on my podium of popcorn.
Okay.
If you had a podium of popcorn,
You know what?
what are they?
Tennessee Vols number 1. Granger is up there.
Silver medal. Who gets the bronze?
I would have to think about it.
Okay.
There's some good ones.
TBD.
And it really depends on who's working it that night.
It also
like if you
does,
come to our
yes.
games, we're trying to consolidate the variants, but depending on who's working it, you could have a different popcorn experience.
Could be burnt.
Could be. We're not going to talk about that. But you know what? The end of the year brings an end to popcorn season.
You still got soccer,
Sad.
though.
Isn't that-
Yeah,
Soccer does.
it's sad though.
I didn't realize he liked popcorn that much.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of stories. My dad would be another popcorn guy, and the story he would eat it during games.
Oh,
really?
Some of the things I've
Like
been
on the
told
bench?
through the year.
Man,
The crowd behind him would be drenched with popcorn. Sometimes it'd end up on the floor, and the rest would have to stop play.
that's awesome.
It's just hearing him. It brings back memories, good memories. Things that we couldn't do today. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
imagine him sitting over his popcorn.
Is it
They would all be.
Yeah.
This coach don't care.
is it prohibited from eating on the bench?
I'm not going to.
I didn't know if it was
I
a
really-
rule, if it was
I-
prohibited.
I really don't sit down. Tegan always says that if Daddy sits down, the game's over.
Oh, so
So-
she pays attention.
So one way or the
Good
other,
God.
yeah. So she
Okay.
watches. She's become a lot more. Shout out to Tegan. She's been a lot more noticing of things this year. So it's pretty cool to watch. She's really grown close to this group of seniors. She's about to turn 8, so she was about 4 when I took over. So she's gotten to be around them for 3 years, and she keeps saying, "Daddy, who's going to be the next year's freshman? Who's going to be sophomore?" So she's really gotten into it, and before we leave, we're going to shout out our wives. Right? You're welcome, Coach. We're going to do that. Courtney and Tegan and my family, they put a lot of time in that people don't see. A lot of dedication and a lot of things that they keep going while we're out with what's going on in basketball practices and games and everything else, going to scouting games. Sometimes I'll be watching film way late into the night, longer than I should, but they are the backbone of what we do, and we couldn't do it without them. So thank you, girls. And
You're right. They do.
yeah,
I saw that growing up too with my mom.
yeah,
And like a coach's wife, they have to put up with a lot.
it's tough. It's tough. They see a lot of things that the casual fan doesn't see, and then they have to deal with us after we lose, and it's not fun. I try not to bring it home. It's hard though,
And they sit in the stands, so who knows
Sure.
what they
Yeah.
go through.
Right. So thank you, girls.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything you do.
I had one more question, but for the life of me, I cannot think of what it is. But that was a fitting ending.
That was a fitting ending.
That's a fitting ending.
Don't let this be the end of your flooring needs. If this
And-
show goes on in your hearts, go visit terrysflooring.net. Check out all they have to offer.
Yes, and Terry, do come up. We do need you to look at our bleachers. We're not joking.
We're not joking. But thank you to, it's been a great season for us, both on the court and off the court. And if you've tuned in, thank you for watching us, and thank you for being part of our program. We've got all kinds of people. Nicole Hobson Riddle. Nicole Riddle, some of you know Nicole Hobson Riddle. She's been my assistant coach for 3 years, and she is an amazing assistant coach. She picks up where I leave off, gathers up my faults, and turns them into positives, and she's been great for our program. Hope Myers has kept our stats this year. Linda Vaughn has kept our books. Thank you, Linda. Kept both of our books this year.
Hope did that on the iPad.
Hope did it on the iPad.
And, you know, that's pretty awesome because
Yeah.
you've got them there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still, you know, having to write them down. But it would be nice. I mean, we've done, you know, a few games like he's talking about.
Coach is
but
looking for a stat keeper if anybody wants to join in.
Pretty awesome.
Sit in and get a front row seat. Who else we need to thank? Cheerleaders. Thank you
Oh,
to
yeah.
Coach Carlson, Coach Starrett, and Maddie. She Jennings now? I think they married? Her and Nick? She is, I think. Maddie. You know who you are, Maddie. Thank you for all you do for the cheerleaders. Thanks for the cheerleaders coming and supporting us as much as they can. Thank you to our administration.
Yes, shout
Our
out to
administration.
administration.
Shout out to Mr. Broyles and Dr. Hecky for all they do for us and letting us.
And grassroots media.
And
Look,
grassroots
y'all
media.
do a great job. I mean, we can sit and watch games. You know, I just wonder how many parents and fans do that now.
Yeah.
The grandparents, especially, that can't come to a game because we've
Right.
been able to watch. I
Right.
mean, it's unreal.
Hopefully, we're not taking anybody away from the game. Still, if you have the opportunity, come to the game. It's always better being at the game than just watching it on
Check the
grassroots
popcorn
media.
out. Shout out. It is March. There will be a graphic that comes out today, probably before this video comes out. March
Definitely.
is Athletic Trainer Month. So we want to give a big thank you and shout out to one of the unsung heroes. You see her probably everywhere. Amethyst Crawford. She's done a great job for us. She's been here, I think 4 or 5 years. 5 years. You know, she's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. But she does an excellent job of making sure our kids are safe and gets them back rehabilitated into games. And you know, we couldn't do what we do without her. She does a great job. Anybody else? Fans?
Always.
Thank you, fans.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody coming out to watch our games and being a part of Chuckey-Doak basketball. I think that's it.
Coach, before you go, we need one more.
Boom.
There we go. Fellas.
We
once
appreciate
again,
it, Tyler.
Appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for watching this year's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Bros and Terry's Flooring Kyle Donahue shows. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.
Go Black Knights.